And then on the right-hand side, I came out with a quotation from Stan Allen, who is a contemporary architect from the United States. Well, I'm a bit tired, so please read it. But it's about this information age. Within this information age and with information society, actually, all the arts, including sculpture, painting, music, or image, or the sound, all these things are reduced to digital. And then it's quantified by bits. And then people now these days don't care. Actually, as much as we have iPhone, or the iPod, we can listen to a music. And then I saw some students, they're actually listening to a music, and then I asked him, "Where's your drawing?" He came up with the iPod, and then connected to a computer and downloaded his drawing. So iPod can even contain the drawing, even contain the sound, the music, and all these things. Within such, the age of simulacrus, that means within the age of copies, and then the copy doesn't have any difference from the origin. Everything is deception. We don't. It's no point to look for the origin, but instead, what we have to do in architecture is to even encourage this simulacrum, produce and reproduce the copies until we create certain condition where we enjoy or we live and we use. So that's what the style is talking about. So from these two quotations, you can tell that architecture is not really honest. Then still my question is architecture honest or not? So I am teaching in the NUS, and I'm from Singapore, but originally I'm from Japan. Okay? Singapore, as you know, is the most cleanest, in terms of politics, cleanest country. So I'm from cleanest country, so I never deceive. But I'm saying that in a cynical way. The Singapore has something behind. Okay? So is architecture honest? Still the question: is architecture is honest? Okay? So here, let me talk about the two thesis projects. Yeah. This year, last year, in fact, for 10 years, I was working with the students in the NUS, and then I was always, without mistake, teaching a thesis. Always, 4 or 5 students are working together with me, and then I'm kind of dried up because, my idea is all, gone, and, having a hard time. But anyway, I worked with the students for these two projects. One is called the Jurong Winery, and then another one is called the Klaus Semakau Ash Tower. Okay, so let me introduce these two projects within the context of this honesty and deception. Okay. First, okay, let me talk about the Jurong Winery. Yeah. Okay. In Singapore, on the west, southwest of Singapore has a big man-made reclaimed island called the Jurong Island. That is, occupied by let's say oil refinery, electric, the industry, and some of the heavy industries there. Do you know what I mean? And then it's prohibited for the prohibit the people to enter. Do you know what I mean? So all we can do is to look at the island from from another shore. Do you know what I mean? And then this the industrial island has all the chimneys, and then now still actually they come out with all the smoke. Do you know what I mean? And then this is this is the existing smoke here. Do you know what I mean? And then it's it's a smoke that always appear there, and then we wonder whether it's toxic or not. actually I was living very close to this the island, so I worry about my health. Yeah, but anyway, that's a smoke. And then my student actually was quite interested in this, the smoke. Okay? In the 19th century and 20th century, the smoke was considered as a symbol of a development. You know what I mean? The city and the nations always used it as a symbol of the mechanization. You know what I mean? And then all these, the factories are producing. You know what I mean? So in the modernization process, it's considered as the good symbol. But as you know, now these days, the smoke is just silly symbol that symbolizes toxicity, and it symbolizes the kind of obsolescence. You know what I mean? Because the society is shifting to an information age, it becomes kind of redundant. Okay? And then the Singapore government also, projecting, the new future. When they call it a new future, always they felt, behind. But this new future, in the new future, they are trying to achieve, this clean industry. The clean industry means there's no smoke, okay, and there's no dirt. All the industry and then the production process become very clean. And then that is technically possible because some of the European company, the factories already started, and then we know all the process of the cleaning up the smoke so that it can be divided into basically dusts and then carbon CO2, the carbon dioxide, sorry, carbon dioxide. So in a sense, these technologies are already available using the filters and then using some chemical stuffs. So because in Singapore, the government and the authority is looking for it, why don't we do it? That's the starting of a project. Okay? And then student came up with a study of all these the kind of factory space. All the chimneys are there, and then there is some kind of nostalgia. And then maybe when we achieve this clean industry, maybe this becomes a kind of a theme park that people can visit, and then they look at and enjoy a nice and old days of the factories. So that was the idea. Okay. And then this is the plan. Okay. The reason that that this building is so long is that the building itself actually works as a the facility to process all this smoke, so that the smoke will be divided to CO2 and then the dust, right? And then actually furthermore, the student came up with the idea of creating a hydroponic farm within the building, and then at the same time they provide the winery, using all the tropical fruits. We can create a wine there. So the reason of this program is that the wine and then the food, all these things are related to health, and then health consciousness is now these days the important issue to deal with. And then by showing all these the wineries and then hydroponic as a using a building right in the at the edge of this industrial island, we can further emphasize and then further advertise the cleanness of a factory. So student came up with this combination of this facility of processing smoke, and then at the same time they come up with this winery program. Okay, and then this is a building. Actually, it's super high. I don't know how many floors, I forgot. But this works as a kind of a screen. It's a transparent screen. Okay, and then this is a view, the elevation from the other side, of this island. Okay, all we can see is this these processor. There are filters in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations. And then all these the location has the role of filters, so that all the smoke will be how do I say divided to a CO2 and then the dust. And then the dust will be collected in these filters. At the same time, the CO2 is how do I say provided to this hydroponic farm that grow all the tropical fruits to make a wine. And then this the how do I say the visual board expresses the kind of the ingredients of a smoke, and then that actually is always changes. So it will be expressed. It will be expressed to the other side of the island. Okay. And then this is a section. Okay. So it's okay. This is a detail section. You see, all the smoke is treated on this side, and then the other side is actually for a winery and a wine bars, and then where food and wines are served. Then this is the lower floors. People can look at the filters, and then how the smoke is processed. So the smoke is in front of you. There's nothing to hide. Very honest, and then technologically it's very transparent. And then all this the technique is explained. And then this project really tried to get this objectivity. Okay, there's nothing to hide. Okay, and then this is the other side. This is a winery, and then a restaurant that serves these wines. And then the people can look at this processing of smoke. Of course, when the smoke is processed, it's totally divided. It's airtight, so restaurant is safe. That's what all the mechanical engineer tells, okay, and then all the architects tell. So there's no the interference between the smoke and the people. Okay, and then when the smoke is processed, actually all this dust is collected in the filter, right? And then the filter is the cleaned every month. It's an interesting process. Actually, this filter is moved, rolled this way, and then shaped, and then all the dust will go down. And then this is the process of the dust collection. You see, worker is working there to collect the dust. So that's the process. And then on the other hand, like I said, this is nostalgic, the view of a factory is enjoyed by people. But the question here, this project, they're very objective and very, high tech, and then everything is, they're honest. But when we, they have this kind of project, actually, this is a level that students designed, for this wine. And then this tells that this wine is made in Jurong. But this they actually this building actually put the people into a kind of an undecidable situation where I have a wine here, but when I look at the level, I hesitate whether I take it or not. Because if there's something is mixed, that's always the anxiety of people. And then in fact, this student's final target for the project is to evoke that kind of ambivalence, and then it actually hit the people's mind.